The Snyder Cut. Its existence has given hope to DCEU fans and Zack Snyder fans ever since Justice League came out. You know, the theatrical release. Can we see the real version, Zack Snyder's original vision for Justice League? Can we see it on Blu-ray or DVD or for a theatrical special release? I personally think if the Snyder Cut ever comes out, it should just be like, Blu-ray, DVD. DVD streaming, like that sort of thing. I think that'd be the best way to release it. But anyways, they want to see it. And the most recent, big news is, the GoFundMe, Project Comic-Con, right? I think the last time I read, they'd raised like $15,000, and the first time it was like $11,000 or something like that. I always knew that there were a lot of people, passionate Snyder Cut advocates, who've been very vocal online. The fact that they were able to raise that much money for that, though, is cool. That's a lot of money to raise for this. I mean, it's impressive that they were able to do that. So there is evidence, tangible evidence, that there are a lot of people who want to see this released. And I've also seen rumors or reports that there's friction in between the AT&T Warner Brothers milieu, that there's disagreement. There's some people who want to release it, among the people who have the power to release it, and some people who don't. I don't know if that's true or not. You can't believe everything you read online. But, I was thinking, I believe, of course, that the Snyder Cut exists. I always have believed that. But should it be released? And that may be funny for you to hear me say, but I can understand why Warner Brothers wouldn't release it. But I know that a lot of fans want to see it, and I think they know that a lot of fans want to see it. So my response to that is, should there be a Snyder Cut released? Maybe. And I'll explain why. I understand why Warner Brothers decided to shift tone for the DCEU. I mean, no matter how they or I might have personally felt about the Zack Snyder era of the DC movies, I enjoyed them. It was obvious that a lot of people did not. And they were trying to make these movies appeal to as many people in the mainstream as possible. And so, they decided, it was corporate, we have to shift gears. This direction we're going in isn't working. We got to change it. So for them to release a Snyder Cut now, which is, a symbol of the old DCEU that they're trying to go away from, I can see where they wouldn't want to. It's like, why should we release this product again after we just decided to change it so publicly? I mean, releasing this is basically saying, it's almost like saying there was no reason for us to change it in the first place. So we might as well have not changed it. It's like they would pretty much be going against their decision by doing this. I know they're under new management now because AT&T owns them and stuff, and Kevin Tsujihara's not there anymore. But even so, I can see why they would be hesitant to release the Snyder Cut when they basically, that would be a reversal of the decision they already made, that the Snyder Cut wasn't something they wanted anymore. That era of DC movies isn't what they wanted. And they're not going back there for the most part. I mean, you can make the argument that maybe they shouldn't, if they wanted to change direction, they should have waited until after Justice League, like release the Zack Snyder original version of Justice League in theaters, and then after that movie, then pivot. That would have been certainly a smoother pivot than, I guess the hatchet job of, changing Justice League in the middle of production or near the end and all that kind of stuff. But, what's done is done. I also think that since the Snyder Cut, from what I've read online, has a lot of dark side and New God action in it, they also might not want to release it because that would go against. They plan on, I think, releasing the New Gods, in Ava DuVernay's movie, which will probably have Darkseid in it, if that ever gets released. Her vision of the New Gods and New Genesis and Apocalypse and Darkseid and all that, that's going to be the definitive way they're going to be in live action, right? That, whatever Zack Snyder was going to do would be different than that. So they might worry, like, why should we release a movie with one version of Darkseid and any other New Gods? It's going to be different from the one that we're actually going to release in theaters when the New Gods movie comes out. It would be like, it would like be confusion and muddling of like the brand or of the characters. And I can see why the studio might not want to go in that direction. Now, those are the two reasons why I can see why the studio wouldn't do it. So you might think I'm leaning no, but I did say maybe. And here's why I say maybe. It's like, in spite of, in my opinion, those valid reasons that I gave why the studio wouldn't want to release it, there are a lot of people who want to see the Snyder Cut, and it's possible that if they were to release it on Blu-ray or DVD, they'd make, money or profit, perhaps. I mean, studios in Hollywood's about money. So if they can make a profit off the Snyder Cut's release, they might be like, well, okay, if, we can get some money off of it, let's release it anyway, as long as, there's fan demand. I don't know how much the Snyder Cut would sell, to be honest with you. It could be something where, like, they raise $11,000, and if $11,000 worth of money is all that Warner Bros. Will make, that might not be enough. That might not be enough of a sign to them, the 15,000, fan, GoFundMe, that if they were to release a Snyder Cut, that it would make enough for them to think it's worth it financially. Like, if the GoFundMe had raised like 100,000 or something, like, okay. But, 15,000, I don't know. But, if Warner Brothers can legitimately see a financial benefit for releasing the Snyder Cut, then I can see why that no could turn into a maybe. Because, like I said, if they can make money, they'll do it. So, I would watch the Snyder Cut. I mean, I would eat it up out of curiosity's sake, and I'll bet that I would like it. So I wouldn't mind if they were to release it, but I can understand from their point of view why they wouldn't. Now, I don't know if you're happy with that answer, because I get a feeling, since I'm a DC-focused channel, a lot of people watching this video are going to be like Snyder Cut advocates and, Zack Snyder fans. Like I said, I'm sure I would like Justice League, but I understand why the company wouldn't want to release it, because it goes against the direction they pivoted in. But, that's just my honest take. It's just something I thought about talking about, today. And I don't think these rumors we're hearing about, they're going to talk about releasing it at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that, if there's disagreement in Warner Brothers and AT&T about whether or not to release it, it means it's not going to be released. I mean, there has to be most or everyone on board to make this decision in order for it to happen. And if, it's split, then it's not happening. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't work at Warner Brothers or AT&T. Comic-Con is not here yet. So maybe come July, they will have someone coming out there and say, we're releasing the Snyder Cut. But I don't see it. I think that if the Snyder Cut ever comes out, like Blu-ray, DVD, streaming, it'll be a long time from now. Like some kind of 25th or 30th or 10-year anniversary or something. I don't think in the near future. That's my guess, but who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be next year, or maybe it won't. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.